That we had a grand total of 0 Republican statewide elected officials in California. It was a dark time. Champions of raising taxes had occupied every corner of the Capitol building. Ray Davis, Cruz Bustamante. You guys remember that guy? You cruise, you lose, remember? Well, ladies and gentlemen, today we don't have 0 Republican statewide elected officials. In fact, we have 3. Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, Insurance Commissioner Steve Poizner, and our Speaker. Abel Maldonado became California's 47th Lieutenant Governor this year and is the first Hispanic Republican Lieutenant Governor in California in more than 130 years. The oldest son of immigrant field workers, Abel was raised to believe that through hard work, he and his family could share in the American dream. Taking the business ideas he learned in college back to a small family farm, Abel and his family were able to transform their half-acre of strawberries into a successful agricultural operation that today farms more than 6,000 acres and employs more than 250 people. But when the company applied for a permit to build a new cooling facility, Abel saw firsthand how government inaction gets in the way of creating jobs. Abel took that experience to heart, and at the age of 26, he ran and was elected to the Santa Maria City Council, looking to make government more efficient and responsive. As a state assemblyman and senator, Abel proved himself to be an effective voice for California taxpayers, cutting government waste and fighting to reform the state budget process that repeatedly and continues to fail the state. Abel makes his home on the family ranch with his wife Laura and their 4 beautiful children, Erica, Nicholas, Marcus, and Galdino. Now welcome to the podium, California's Lieutenant Governor and the next Lieutenant Governor of the state of California, our friend Abel Maldonado.
Thank you very much, Ron, for that kind introduction. It's great to be here, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to say a few words this evening, and for that warm welcome. I can't thank you enough. I want you to know that I'm honored to be standing here today as California's 47th Lieutenant Governor. I must say that I'm humbled by the many friends here in this room who have supported me over the years. Walking precincts, donations, I can go on and on and on. All I can say, thank you so much. Guess what? I need you again. And I need you more than ever. And I say that with all heart. Because as we go through, this is going to be a tough campaign all the way through November. But it really is an honor to be your Lieutenant Governor. I must say that when I was sworn in May, I promised to the people of California that I would be the promoter-in-chief of businesses in this great state of California. And since then, I must say that I've been keeping that promise every single day. Just this past Tuesday, I was in the Central Valley and I visited the largest mozzarella cheese plant in California. And there was this man named Jim Loprino, who was the owner. And you know what he told me? He says, all I want to do is keep my business here, and I want to expand it. And I says, wow, what a great thing for California. So I traveled with Mr. Loprino to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, which is my alma mater. And I sat down there with him and with the president of Cal Poly San Luis Obispo and the dean. And we went through the whole process to discuss what we're doing to, believe it or not, train dairy farmers for the future and how we can improve our education system. Bottom line, we kept a business here and we ensured students would get a job after they graduate. But my job promoting efforts are far from over. 2010 can and will be known as a history-making year for our party. We have the opportunity to win back the U.S. Senate and reclaim, yes, Dr. Bell. and to reclaim our state from out-of-control regulation and what I see every day, runaway spending. Not for ourselves, and to be frank with you, not for our party, but for all the people of the great state of California. The people who own small family businesses are drowning in regulation. The families are struggling to make ends meet. And the 2 million people who are on the unemployment line here in California. In 2010, they will know that we hear them, that we fight for them, and that we will work for them. Our state and our nation is disillusioned by politics. And we have to be realistic. And we have to be responsible, because pointing out our opponent's weaknesses isn't going to create one job. It isn't going to revive the economy, and it isn't going to solve the problem. That's the commitment we must make this year. When I became Lieutenant Governor of California, I made that commitment to make tangible changes and to enact real policies and to be a responsible steward of the public trust and not just talk about what we can do in the future, because actions speak louder than words. When I became Lieutenant Governor, I immediately renegotiated our Human Resources Department in the Lieutenant Governor's office. I did the same for IT. I renegotiated every lease the Lieutenant Governor's office had, all to do one thing: to save money. We are doing a lot more in that office with less, just like every other family is in this great state of California. So when I go speak to businesses in the state, they all tell me one thing: that they came here because of the colleges and the universities that produce the best minds in our state. But businesses are worried. They're very worried that UC and CSU students are not being trained in the areas and the technologies that will make them competitive for the new jobs. So I'm establishing subcommittees, not only in the University of California, but also in the CSU. Subcommittees focused on economic development. Why? So that the business community will have a place at the table and can help ensure that our students are getting the best education and the best chance of employment from our public schools. I want other businesses to know that we're working to train new employees and to reduce the extreme high unemployment rate for recent college graduates. And bottom line, to restart our economy. I've always said that if we don't train our students to be employees, we are guaranteed that our state will experience a double-dip recession. I already started the Economic Development Commission in California. It's one of the duties of the Lieutenant Governor's office. And I must share this with you. I was shocked. I was shocked that this commission was a commission in name only. It actually outsourced. It outsourced its annual report that the legislature puts out to an outside firm. Now think of this. The Lieutenant Governor's office runs the Economic Development Commission, and at the end of the year, it outsourced the report that it's supposed to give to the legislature. That is ridiculous. No more. We need this commission to work, and to work for all of California. But as much as I've talked about what I've done, I think it's important for me to discuss here this evening what I won't do. I won't use my authority as acting governor to impose my own extreme agenda on this state. And I won't use my office to cause additional gridlock, litigation, and political posturing. Do you think that San Francisco's mayor, Gavin Newsom, would be able to say the same? Of course not.
No.
Of course not. Our party is more resolved than ever to make California work again, and so am I, to do one thing: to put California workers back to work and move our state and to move our nation forward.